What's going on, folks? Painless. A little new setup, as you can see. I work from home, and even before this pandemic, I would work from home anyway, at least half of the time. But now, of course, I work from home. So I said, you know what? Let me pull just this computer that I have, this desktop. Let me pull it over here. And it's so funny that only now, all these months that I've been working from the house, I decided to do this. But anyway, here we are. I may put a thumbnail up, but if not, this is what you're going to get. I've a lot has been going on. We saw the failed attempt by the Democratic Party to impeach Donald Trump, not once, but a second time, and which was failed. And, we see the enhancement of the cancel culture going on. And it's just a lot of stuff going on. We hear the Michael Brown's father asking Black Lives Matter, well, where the bread at? In so many words. A lot is going on, but I wanted to talk really about what I see in the future. And I've talked about Hispanic, this whole thing about black and brown. And let me say this, as I've always said. And I'm going to say that, I wish I would have. There's a brother on here that has kept some of my videos. In hindsight, I wish I would have kept a lot of my material, because a lot of my material, I see people only now speaking about these things. I've been talking about how I don't jive with black and brown unity. Now, let me preface this with this, what I mean by that. Not that I have any issues with the brown man, not that I have any issues with the Asian man, or even the white man. But this whole idea of it being one way, I disagree with. It just doesn't jive with me. And, I'm part of a cloth, I'm part of an era where we just didn't do that. But, I'm going to hold that as I, delve more into this video. But yeah, we see these things going on, and I'm just going to jump straight into it. I have a lot of brothers and sisters. I even have a brother, an older brother. Many of y'all don't know. Painless has an older brother. My brother, that's my bro. And we maintain contact. That's my big brother. All right? And my brother lives in California. And I have good friends and a lot of family. As I've said in times, I even spent a summer after the riots in '93 in the Los Angeles area. So I have a lot of family in California, and I have a lot of new brothers that I've met through social media, through people who know people that happen to be on social media, and we've clicked up. And that's from Hispanic, Asian, Caucasian, all that. But for the life of me, I don't understand. Basically, I'm going to just say this shit. Black folks, you need to leave California. Black folks should leave California, especially if you're in areas below Bakersfield. But California in general. One thing about California to me that I can express, and I don't know how, I imagine I have quite a few listeners that are from California. I can name a few good brothers. Um, I always liked the vibe of the Bay Area. Um, it was more, it's more integrated in the sense that everybody parties amongst one another for the most part. Now, the vibe is different. Now, when you go to SoCal, when you go to Bakersfield and below, things get tricky. You have the whole gang culture there, which is stupid to me. Um, and then you have a lot of, with that comes and I'm going to just say this. You have, this whole idea that Hispanic gangs are just off the top racist towards black gangs. That's not true. What you have is issues. Because you have a lot of Hispanic gangs that are, when I say Hispanic in SoCal, typically El Salvadorian and Mexican. You have a lot of them that are real cool with black gangs in terms of Crips and Bloods. All right? There's no Vice Lords, there's no GDs, no BDs in Los Angeles. I can attest to that and tell you that. So with that being said, when you do these things and you engage in this type of lifestyle and you go to prison, you're going, and many of y'all know I lived in Hawaii for a good amount of years. I did a lot of my material in Hawaii. I started off on YouTube in Hawaii. And I said the one reason I wanted to get out of Hawaii, which I never let it be known, is because I never wanted to go to a place where if some felonious charge happened to be put on me, I'm in a prison penal system far away from home. Not only am I in a penal system far away from home, I'm in a place where there are a lot of black people at. And to be in that predicament inside a carnal environment, inside of a kill or be killed environment like the pen, county or state, it's not a position. It's a position that if it were to happen, you wouldn't want others there to look like you. That's my thing. Now, what does that have to do with California, Painless? Well, this is what it has to do. California is one of the most racist, segregated penal systems in America, if not the most racist penal systems. In other words, if you black and you go to prison in the state of California, you have to ride with the blacks. No problem with that. If you're Hispanic, Mexican, gang-related, Paisa is like a fob, fresh off the boat, or in this case, fresh across from the border. All right? If you in any said city in the South, Little Rock, Atlanta, Memphis, Charlotte, you are, if you don't have, are seeing an influx of Hispanics coming or in your area. Those would be called Paisas. Okay. And then, of course, you have white folks, white guys in the penal system. And this is not a jail video, but I'm just trying to get through this. Anyway, just to make a long story short and get through this, whites and Hispanics, a.k.a. usually Mexicans, are clicked up or can't do business with blacks. You can't buy dope from blacks. You can't do business with blacks. But a Hispanic and or they call them Southsiders, gang members, Sureños, though they can do business Those Hispanics can do business and whites can do business together. A white can't do business with a black. A Serrano or a Hispanic can't do business with a black either. Now, that's the problem that I see, and one of the problems that I tell black folks, that you need to get out of California. Leave California for the Hispanic. Leave. In many instances, you have the police chiefs are Hispanic. People in power are Hispanic. And you know, what you have is a lot of black folks that are trying to hold on. And I'm just telling you, you need to leave. Now that I fumbled through that for the last 11 and a half minutes or so, let me get back. Let me get into the real crux of what's really going on. And I spoke about how the Biden administration is allowing illegals that are here to gain or attain citizenship. He's also allowing a softening on the borders. And I've talked about how how black folks in the Democrat who tout and wave the Democratic flag are really just turning the heat up on themselves and don't even know it. You're literally, not literally, but you're practically sitting in a pot of water that is being turned up, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. I've said this for years. I said that the white power establishment in America is done with you. They don't really need your votes. The Republican Party doesn't need your vote. They never needed your vote. And here soon, the Democratic Party is not really going to need your vote. How is that painless? I'm going to tell you why. Because you have subgroups. You have subgroups that have become so powerful, aka LGBT, which spans Black, Asian, Hispanic, Caucasian. They've surpassed you. They've surpassed you. It's more, and we seen this when Biden got in office. This guy, Biden, in his first 2 weeks, over 30 executive orders, folks. Basically allowing men that like to dress as women to participate in women's sports. The 11 million illegals to stay here. Cutting off Keystone, killing jobs. Where's that stimulus check? Only now only now is the Biden/Democratic Party addressing giving you fools any type of life raft to survive. You've been drowning for 13 months. And only now, after a failed attempt to impeach former President Donald Trump, now that they're only addressing this. And it still hasn't been approved. We're still waiting on the Senate, which is democratically controlled. See, folks, the Democratic Party doesn't have your best interest. And I've said this, and many others have said this. These Democrats, all these Biden sexuals that have voted And from August to November, all you heard was Biden this and Kamala this. Well, you really getting to see what they haven't been doing. You get to really see the their priorities, which wasn't you. You know, it wasn't you. And like I said before, the thing, folks, this is black folks, this is what you got to understand with the Hispanic. And nothing again, the Hispanics are doing what they are supposed to do. They have more close-knit family, communal identity and practices that are mostly closely associated with white people as opposed to us. I said we've had a very degenerative culture in the so-called black community, whereas Hispanics, there's still forms of honor. There's still forms of community. I mean, yeah, you got Hispanics that are, you know, in which is not widely talked about, you know, pushing dope. But for the most part, everyone has a bad segment in their community, in amongst their people. But Hispanics, they more closely align with white people. And what Hispanics going to do that we haven't done, they're not going to fumble like we have. You Negroes had all the power. You had everybody on your side when you had George Floyd, a fentanyl coked out individual trying to pass over a counterfeit bill, and now he's supposed to be a martyr. And when he's approached by police, he does what a lot of black men do, become overly emotional, confrontational, and he gets himself killed. That's just the reality of it. Okay? Now you have that going on. And now you look at the Hispanic. They're not going to do that. They, you know, everybody, look, the red carpet is being rolled out to the Hispanic now. America's done with you Negroes. You dropped the ball. How did we drop the ball, Painless? I'm going to show you how. As I just explained, when you had all the sympathy, all the grief, all the fake liberal apologists, you know, all the white folks on their knees, I'm sorry, forgive me. What's so funny is they ain't gonna forgive your ass enough to give you reparations. That's what, oh, I'm not that sorry. Oh, no. But they can do all the grandstanding and white folks. You know, we saw this through the summer. White folks bending on the knee of black folks, saying, I'm sorry. We even had members, Nancy Pelosi, what's his name, Schumer, wearing dashikis on their knees. All this bullshit ass grandstanding. I'm going to tell you what the Hispanics going to do. Well, let me just finish how you Negroes dropped the ball. So with all those things, all these theatrics going on, you had all these people in your corner. You had all these people willing to come to your aid, feeling sorry for you. Even though he was a fentanyl, coked out dude, trying to pass over a $20 counterfeit bill, which is illegal, on illegal drugs. Okay, we give you that, Negro. We give you that. What you do? What did you do? Oh, this syrup bottle that I've been eating and spraying and squeezing pancakes on since I was born, take her off the bottle. I'm offended. I want her off the bottle. That same Minute Maid Uncle Ben rice your ass been eating since your inception, I'm offended. That reminds me of slavery. Even though you have no idea about slavery, never been a slave in your life, I want him off the box. Then you try to throw the Indians in it. And I do say Indians because that's what we call them. Oh, we want that off the, we're just going to call them Washington football team. So you know, now you got a team out here without a damn name. Oh, that school, your mama, your uncle, your great uncle, probably your grandmama, Robert E. Lee High School, I want that statue taken down. I'm offended. Take it down. And if you're not going to take it down, we're going to paint over it and we're going to put BLM all over it. We're going to get that down. So, Negro, this is what you did with that ball, Negro. This is what you did when you had everyone on your side. Everyone on your side. And you chose to pick the most nonsensical, excuse me, I'm a little excited, nonsensical, irrelevant things that you can find to be mad about. And what does that all go back to, folks? What do we love in the so-called black community? We love symbology. We love symbolism. You think that taking Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben off a goddamn bottle in a box of rice is going to do anything? But that's what you chose to squander. You had the world center stage on you. And you complaining about fucking cream of wheat boxes. Ooh. So to Michael Brown's father, that's where all that money went. That's where all that money went. And I've said, see, the Hispanic is not going to do that. The Hispanic is they're going to do what they're supposed to do. And you Negroes are out. You Negroes are out. I see it every day in the city that I live in. I don't see Tyrone and Jatavius down there, downtown, building new hotels, building new buildings. I see Maria, yes, Maria, where a damn carpenter's built on, and I see Pedro down there building. While you Negroes are out here shifting around, complaining, doing bullshit-ass schemes, not wanting to work, wearing this fake-ass hair with your pants below your ass, trying to scheme and kill each other. That's what you're doing. You don't see the big issue. Now, for me, the Hispanic is not the enemy. I don't look at them as an enemy. And I'm going to tell you why. Do you think see Maria and Pedro that come over here, I am not scared of them in terms of taking opportunities from them. In fact, I look too in the future because I want to get into real estate. In fact, I hope to sell homes to legal Marias and Pedros. That's what I look to do. Because I know that they have the work ethic. As I can see with my eyes, they still have some form of honor and familiar duties and understanding and culture, which you Negroes don't have. So that's what I plan on doing. And plus, my skills, see, you Negroes who are out here 35, 40 years old, still taking church's chicken orders, not because you're just doing it as a second job, because you have to, and you're taking half of your salary, and you're going buying that fake ass hair from women that live on the other side of the world. Those, you are the ones who should be scared. Why you, I'm going to tell you, I'm just telling you the God's honest truth. Why you with that attitude, rolling your eyes, gotta have the last word, attitude, bad customer service, guess what? Maria's going to come over here and give me exemplary service. Going to be cordial, respectful. Pedro's going to be... I mean, we see this, folks. We see this. In an era, we're talking about the South. You know who I see out here with these lawn services? These damn riding lawnmowers, push lawnmowers, hedgers. I see about 8 Mexicans in a goddamn F-350 when I'm going to the gym at 5:30 in the fucking morning. Not one, but a gang of them. These white folks, they are done with you. They're not hiring you black folks to do these services. They're going to hire Pedro and the gang to do these services. And I'm telling you, if many of y'all who live in the South, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You see a truck full of Mexicans, rightfully so, ready to put in work and get their money. And they do a great job. I'm not saying all of them, but for the most part, they do a very good job. Very good job. So you Negroes have squandered, as usual, squandered. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. But you know what? I'm going to end this video. I have some other things I have to do. Look for more content from Painless. I'm out.